Today we're going to make a rediscovered classic, The Last Word. For this drink, you're going to need a Nick and Nora glass, a graduated double jigger, a fine mesh strainer, a cocktail shaker, a citrus juicer, and a cutting board and a small knife. This drink uses gin, green chartreuse, Maraschino Liqueur, and freshly squeezed lime juice. The Last Word has been lifted out of obscurity and become a craft cocktail enthusiast favorite. The recipe comes from a book written in the 1950s, but the book credits the invention of the drink to the Detroit Athletic Club 30 years earlier. The book was the 1951 edition of Bottoms Up by Ted Saucier. According to Saucier, the drink was introduced to the New York bar scene by the then-famous vaudevillian Frank Fogerty in the early 1920s, which at that time was the underground bar scene of speakeasies. Fogerty was introduced to the drink during his time in Detroit, and the drink appeared on the Detroit Athletic Club menu as early as 1916. So assuming that recipe was the same, it's a pre-prohibition drink. The Last Word remained obscure for a few decades before getting some life breathed back into it in the early 2000s by Seattle area bartender Murray Stetson. Since then, it's made a comeback in a big way. The recipe is a curious one. On paper, the odd blending of lime juice, two seemingly clashing liqueurs, and gin doesn't sound like it would work at all, especially given that it's all equal parts. But it does work, and it works wonders. The unlikely bedfellows is what makes the drink so intriguingly complex. The flavors burst through your palate like the Stargate sequence in 2001. And this drink certainly remains one of the best excuses to get a bottle of green chartreuse. Assuming you even need an excuse. Before I get started, I like to cut, squeeze, strain, and bottle my lime juice. That way it's easier to pour when it comes time to measure. Then we'll chill the glass, fill it with ice and water, and set it aside. Next, measure 3/4 ounce of gin, add that to the shaker. Measure 3/4 ounce of green chartreuse, add that to the shaker. Measure 3/4 ounce of maraschino liqueur, add that to the shaker. Measure 3/4 ounce of lime juice, add that to the shaker. Add ice, and give it a good shake to chill it down and give it some dilution. Dump the ice from your Nick and Nora glass, and double strain the contents of your shaker into your chilled cocktail glass. The fine mesh strainer will catch any chunks of ice that broke apart in the shaker, and help give the drink a cleaner appearance. Garnish need not apply. It's perfect just the way it is. And there you have it. The Last Word. Cheers. Click here for more videos. Be sure to subscribe, and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.